I have worked very hard my whole life, put myself through college and graduate school, and was a teacher in Decatur when I first came out of college. Was a social worker in child welfare, very, very difficult job. Raised my daughter pretty much on my own after a really ugly divorce. Then I became a poet in residence. I am a poet by heart, trade. It's not the right word, a vocation. And I did that for 7 years, but I received no retirement for that. Then I became, in 1990, after the divorce, I became a classroom teacher at Lee High School, where I was for 11 years. And following that, I was head of the creative writing magnet there. I won quite a few awards for my writing. I'm not bragging here, I just want you to know that. I'm just trying, I'll get around to why I'm saying all this. I won the 1998 Alabama Book of the Year for my poetry book, To Hide in the Light. I was a Fulbright scholar. I won a fellowship in verse from Poetry Ireland, and I taught American poets in Dublin. I won an NEA fellowship to study 19th century French poets in Paris under the auspices of Brown University. I won an individual literature fellowship from the Alabama State Council on the Arts and the NEA. What really is shocking to me, and I have a master's in English literature, but what is shocking to me with all that is that every month I go hungry. I'm sorry.
If you are hit with a catastrophic illness, I died 6 times in one day. In 2001, I suffered brain damage because I was clinically dead for 8 minutes one time. I've suffered from the cardiac damage. I went on to have AFib, and now I'm fighting congestive heart failure. And I'm not the wimp that I seem to be at this moment. It's just that when you are somebody who works so hard, and you come from a family who would never, ever have to ask anyone for help. The first day that I had to say to a friend, I don't have any food, it was the worst day of my life. The humiliation. My granddaddy said to me that he had rather cut off both his legs than to ask for help. But I wrote my story here, and I am Mrs. Frugal. Okay. If somebody handed me a Ziploc bag now, I would say, what the heck is that for? I don't need it. Okay, I have learned to do without this long list that I've written in this story. I have learned to live without WD-40, which I used to think was an essential. Not just men need that. I have learned to live with a kitchen floor that has needed replacing for years. I've learned to live without a winter coat for 5 years. I've learned to live without many things, and I still have a quality life because I have a very rich inner life. I still write, and I still get on my computer, which is my heart lifeline to other people. I still mentor students and older people, and I don't charge them. Okay, they're my friends. But I still cannot make do without food, okay? And I pay my co-pays. If you read my story, you'll see that I go into a deficit of $406 on average a month, because I take, on the story you see here, I take 21 things a day to stay alive. I want to live. I have a huge life spirit. Even though my heart is damaged, it's still pretty big. I have love to have to give. I don't want to die. I'm not ready to die. I'm not afraid of dying. I'll make peace with dying, but I'm not ready to die. And it's not fair that I have to be under this constant stress of wondering where is the money for food going to come from. So I haven't meant to slobber and burble and drip tears into the microphone. It just happened, okay? I'm usually pretty fun, you know, that I haven't been tonight. I do ask that you will read my story. I revealed way too many details of my life, but I think it's important that you know that people do pull themselves up, okay? And that catastrophic illness, I have Medicare as my primary, and I have Blue Cross. But when you have to live on 21 medicines, go to the congestive heart clinic, see a cardiologist, a neurologist, your GP, and you have to go in ambulances, you have ER visits. The money is just not there. Thank you so much for listening.